Every single second, you are living in one of these two types of emotions, and they are either beautiful states or suffering states. I'm at this seminar right now, the One World Academy, where she's teaching us everything about meditation, spirituality, emotions, and so on. And Tony Robbins gets a lot of his teachings from this lady. And one of the things that I've heard Tony say, but this was actually even better because it went a little bit deeper, was that we all live in two type of emotional states. Every single second, right now, you are either in a beautiful state or a suffering state, right? Now, that's the category, but then we have all different subcategories, right? So beautiful states, that's happiness, joy, love, bliss, peace, right? So the macro is beautiful states, and then the subcategories below that is all the type of emotions that make you feel good. And then you have suffering states. Now, suffering states include things such as anger, frustration, impatience, resistance, all those type of emotions that just doesn't feel good in your body, to make it easier. Now, the question for you is, where do you live? I'm not talking about your physical home, but where do you live emotionally? Because we all have our physical homes, right? But what matters most isn't where you live physically, but is where you live emotionally. Because how you interact with other people, how you overcome challenges, or how you choose to interact with that challenge, how you choose to just go throughout your life is all based upon the emotional state that you are in. And you'll notice that when you are in a suffering state, a negative emotional state, you do things differently compared to when you're in bliss, compared to when you're in happiness, compared to when you're in gratitude. If you were to make the most important priority to live in a beautiful state, your whole entire life will transform. And one of the best things that you could do is create rituals that enables you to live in those beautiful states. Because you can't just think to yourself, okay, I'm going to choose to live in a beautiful state and not set up any rituals that's going to help you live in that emotional state. One of the things that I recommend, and I'll just keep saying again and again and again, is doing some type of morning ritual. For me, I'll just tell you what I do really quickly, right? So for me, I wake up, I have a different alarm clock that I've been anchored to link celebration and happiness to. So the very first thing that I wake up to is that feeling. Because for most of you, maybe you're in a job that you don't like. And the very first thing that you think of, that you have to go to work, and the very first sound that you hear is your ringtone. And that's why if you hear your ringtone right now, if you play it in the background, if you watch this on your phone, play it after this, become aware of the feeling that you get in your body. It's so important to change your ringtone first thing in the morning, because what happens if you don't, you're waking up first thing in the morning in a negative emotional state. So that's the first thing. I hear my ringtone, I get up, I just move my body around, I go to the bathroom, super hydrate my body, because that's 7 to 8 hours without any water. Then I go for a morning walk that takes literally 4 to 5 minutes. I come back, and then I go into either meditation or a priming exercise that Tony Robbins goes through. And then after that, planning my day. But the priming exercise or the meditation, whatever I choose, that's the thing that enables me to live in that beautiful state. And I notice that when I don't do it, which is rare, when I don't do it, how I go throughout my day is totally different. I'm way more impatient. I get frustrated easily. And it's so important that for you, if you don't have a morning ritual that enables you to live in that beautiful state, to create it. If you don't have an afternoon ritual, to create it. For me, it's meditation in the afternoon. If you don't have an evening ritual at nighttime before you go to bed, create it. Even you'll notice that just by changing your environment right now my room is so messy, so after this video, I'm gonna clean it up. And I just walked in, I'm just like, I just feel heavy. Like I feel this room just doesn't make me feel good right now. Changing your environment. How is your room right now? How is your workspace right now? Because your environment, how it looks and just how it feels as well, is gonna play a big role in your emotional states. So make a number one priority, at least for the next 7 days, to put yourself in that beautiful, empowering state. One more thing before I end this video is be very careful about the foods that you put into your body as well. Because your food will affect your mood. Not on a minor scale, but on a massive scale. And most people just eat crap all the time and they just think that it's normal to feel like that. And it's not until you refrain from those processed foods or just foods that are just junk and start to replace it with healthy foods, that's when you're like, holy shit, this was here the whole entire time, but I've just never accessed it. It's kind of like a fish living in a fish bowl at someone's house, not knowing that there's an entire ocean out there with millions, or I don't even know, billions of fish, but they don't know that because all they have known their whole entire life is this little fish bowl that's a few centimeters long. Most of you don't know how good you can actually feel all the time because you've made it your normal to live in a disempowering emotional state. So I really hope that this video helped you out. Create some rituals for yourself. Comment down below, what are some rituals that you're going to create for yourself? I'd love to hear it. Or some rituals that you already have for yourself that puts you in that empowering state. So leave it down below, and until I see you guys in the next video, remember to love all living things, and most importantly, love thyself.